Every coin tells a story, but some whisper history while others shout opportunity. Imagine holding a single cent that once passed through countless hands, survived decades of change, and today could be worth far more than its face value. In the world of numismatics, tiny details create massive excitement, from mint marks and metal compositions to microscopic errors that transform ordinary pocket change into collector gold. Today, we're diving deep into two Lincoln pennies that continue to spark curiosity, debate, and demand among collectors worldwide. These are coins that blend American history, iconic design, unexpected rarity, and real market momentum. If you've ever wondered whether a simple penny in your drawer could hide surprising value, you're about to find out. Let's step into the fascinating journey of two standout Lincoln cents that every serious collector should understand. 1976 Lincoln penny 1-cent coin without mint mark and fine condition. The 1976 Lincoln penny without a mint mark comes from the Philadelphia Mint, a facility that historically did not use mint marks on circulating coins until the 1980s, with only a few earlier exceptions. This penny was struck during a powerful era in American history, the bicentennial year of the United States, when national pride was high and coin production surged to meet demand from both commerce and collectors. Even though the penny itself did not carry special bicentennial designs like the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins, it was still part of a massive wave of circulating coinage that symbolized continuity and stability in American currency. By 1976, the Lincoln cent had already undergone a significant transformation in composition. The traditional bronze alloy was replaced in 1974 with aluminum experimentation and then reverted back to copper alloy, but by 1982, the U.S. Mint would shift again to copper-plated zinc. The 1976 penny remains part of the classic copper-based era, composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a solid weight of approximately 3.11 grams and a warm reddish tone that collectors appreciate, especially when preserved in fine condition with original luster or minimal wear. The obverse design features Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Lincoln faces right, with crisp lettering spelling liberty on the left and the motto "I in God we trust" arching above. The date 1976 sits prominently on the right side of the portrait. In fine condition, Lincoln's jawline, hair detail, and coat lines remain clearly visible, though light circulation may soften the highest points. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms Philadelphia origin, a detail that often sparks curiosity among newer collectors who mistake it for a missing mark error. The reverse carries the Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparo, used from 1959 through 2008. The memorial building stands centered, with United States of America and E pluribus unum above and 1 cent below. Fine condition examples preserve the memorial steps, pillars, and architectural lines with clarity, although slight flattening can occur on the highest relief areas. A unique detail many collectors enjoy searching for is the tiny seated statue of Lincoln visible inside the memorial, one of the smallest sculpted human figures ever placed on a circulating U.S. coin. Mintage numbers for the 1976 Philadelphia penny were enormous, reaching into the billions. This massive production means that most examples remain common in circulated grades. However, value and collector interest rise sharply when the coin shows exceptional strike quality, original red color, or rare mint errors. In fine condition, these pennies usually trade modestly above face value, often between a few cents to under $1, depending on eye appeal and copper market trends. Still, the true excitement lies in error varieties and high-grade survivors. Collectors actively hunt for off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and die cracks within the 1976 issue. A strong double die obverse showing noticeable doubling on the date or lettering can dramatically increase value, sometimes reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity and certification. Off-metal strikes are extremely rare, but command premium prices when authenticated. Even minor errors such as rotated dies or partial collar strikes attract niche collectors who specialize in minting anomalies. Another layer of interest comes from the copper content itself. As copper prices fluctuate, bulk quantities of pre, 1982 copper cents often attract hoarders and investors, creating steady baseline demand. While melting cents is illegal, their intrinsic metal value often approaches or exceeds face value, reinforcing their long-term appeal. This dynamic keeps 1976 pennies relevant not only to numismatists but also to metal-focused collectors. Market value trends show that while circulated examples remain affordable, uncirculated or high-grade specimens graded by professional services can command significantly higher prices. A blazing red mint state example with sharp strike and minimal contact marks can sell for tens to hundreds of dollars depending on grade. Registry set competition drives premiums as collectors strive to assemble top-ranked Lincoln cent collections, making condition rarity more important than mintage alone. Collector demand for the 1976 no-mint mark penny is fueled by its connection to the bicentennial year, its copper composition, and its accessibility for beginner collectors. It serves as an educational gateway coin, teaching newcomers how to evaluate strike quality, luster, or patterns, and error diagnostics. Advanced collectors appreciate it as a platform for studying die varieties and minting technology during a high-output production era. In fine condition, this coin represents the balance between affordability and historical depth. It carries the legacy of America's most beloved circulating portrait, the stability of copper coinage before major compositional shifts, and the thrill of potential hidden rarity. Even though billions were minted, every surviving coin tells a story of circulation, commerce, and preservation. For collectors, the joy often lies in finding that one exceptional example hiding in plain sight, transforming a humble cent into a treasured piece of numismatic history. 1998 Lincoln penny 1-cent coin with mint mark D and fine condition. The 1998 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint during a period of technological modernization and high-speed minting efficiency. By the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of cents annually to satisfy ongoing demand in everyday commerce, vending operations, and retail circulation. This penny represents the mature phase of the Lincoln Memorial Series, just a decade away from its eventual redesign in 2009. While common at first glance, the 1998 D-cent holds several layers of collector intrigue, particularly through error varieties, condition rarity, and transitional production characteristics. Unlike the copper-rich cents of earlier decades, the 1998 penny is composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, weighing approximately 2.5 grams. This change, implemented in 1982 to reduce production costs, created a different aging profile. Over time, copper plating can blister, peel, or develop spotting, making pristine examples increasingly difficult to locate. In fine condition, the coin typically shows moderate circulation, wear, but retains readable details and balanced surfaces without major corrosion or damage. The obverse continues Brenner's Lincoln portrait, now refined through decades of die improvements and sharper engraving technology. The D-mint mark appears just below the date on the right side of the obverse, clearly identifying Denver origin. Liberty remains on the left, with I in God we trust above. In fine condition, Lincoln's cheekbone, jawline, and hairlines remain distinguishable, though light smoothing on high points reflects circulation use. Collectors often compare Denver strikes to Philadelphia issues, noting subtle differences in strike sharpness and die longevity. The reverse still features the Lincoln Memorial design, with crisp lettering and structural elements when well preserved. Fine condition pieces maintain visible columns and steps, though fine detail may soften slightly. The copper-plated zinc surface sometimes reveals tiny contact marks more easily than older copper cents, making eye appeal a key factor in desirability. Mintage for the 1998 D penny was extremely high, numbering in the billions, reinforcing its status as a common-date coin in circulated grades. However, the massive volume also increases the statistical chance of mint errors, and this is where the 1998 D-cent truly shines in collector circles. One of the most famous varieties associated with this era is the close AM reverse, where the letters A and M in America appear closer together than intended. Although more commonly associated with 1998 Philadelphia cents, Denver issues also generate strong interest when unusual spacing or die anomalies are discovered. Collectors search aggressively for doubled dies, especially on the obverse lettering and date. Strong doubling can elevate a coin from pocket change to a highly valuable collectible. Off-center strikes, die clashes, grease-filled dies causing missing details, and split plating errors are also documented within the 1998 depopulation. Split plating errors, where the copper layer partially separates from the zinc core, are particularly eye-catching and popular among modern-era collectors. Market value for a standard 1998 D penny in fine condition is generally modest, typically ranging from a few cents to under $1, depending on overall eye appeal and market demand. However, authenticated error varieties can command substantial premiums, often ranging from tens to several $100s or more depending on rarity, visibility, and grading. High-grade mint state examples with strong luster and minimal blemishes also attract registry set competition, driving prices upward in certified holders. Collector demand remains steady due to accessibility and the thrill of discovery. Modern cent collectors appreciate the challenge of locating high-quality survivors among billions of coins that often suffer from bag marks, plating issues, and circulation damage. Error specialists actively study late 1990s cents because modern minting technology still produces fascinating anomalies that reveal the complexities of mass production. The 1998 D penny also plays a role in transitional studies, illustrating the long-term effects of copper-plated zinc coinage on durability, corrosion resistance, and strike quality. As more coins from this era show plating deterioration over time, well-preserved examples become increasingly desirable. This gradual attrition contributes to long-term collector interest even for common dates. From a historical perspective, the 1998 D cent represents the closing years of the 20th century, a period marked by technological growth, economic expansion, and evolving mint practices. It bridges the traditional Lincoln Memorial era with the upcoming design changes of the early 2000s, making it a quiet but meaningful chapter in American numismatics. In fine condition, this coin serves as an ideal study piece for new collectors learning grading standards, error identification, and modern mint characteristics. For advanced collectors, it offers a hunting ground for elusive varieties and condition rarities. While its face value remains 1 cent, its educational value, discovery potential, and collector appeal extend far beyond its denomination. Together, the 1976 No Mint Mark penny and the 1998 D penny showcase the diverse stories hidden within everyday change. One reflects copper-era tradition and bicentennial-era production, while the other highlights modern minting technology and error-driven excitement. Both remind collectors that rarity is not always about age alone, but about condition, anomalies, historical context, and the passion of those who seek them.